Hello ladies and gents, welcome to the channel. We're driving tonight the new Dacia. This is the Jogger 7-seat extreme package. Yes, we had one, but this time it's the hybrid. Now inside is the 1.6 liter 4-cylinder petrol engine with the electric motor. So system power is 140 horsepower. If I turn on the LED headlights, you can see them. We already did a test, so I won't do the LED headlights test at night, because you can check the original video on the channel if you haven't seen that. We're in 16-inch alloys, fairly comfortable ride for Dacia. Now this is a pretty good looking spec. This green color, it's a dark metallic color, it looks really beautiful with these copper details. Black alloys. And even for a budget car, it looks really nice. I like the tinted windows on the rear. Now, just to show you the rear here, that's that. We'll just jump into the car and start driving and talk about a little bit of the hybrid feeling and how does a hybrid feel on the road. So, safety first. Seatbelt on. Now let's start the car. So in this case you get, because of the hybrid, start stop button, keyless entry, which is a nice instead of having a physical key. Now everything is on. You can see the blind spot check lights. Now you can hear the petrol. It's a bit loud. This is because it's charging the battery. I'm not sure if you can see here. You can't see in the corner left top corner. The petrol is charging the battery. Now the system likes to keep the battery half charged, so it's 50%. If it's less, it's going to charge it. If you're stationary like this, if you're in traffic light, if you're driving, it's going to try charging it if it's less than 50%, especially if the AC is on. Now when we're braking or recuperating with the electric motor, letting go of the acceleration, the battery will charge. So you can see, just charge it a little bit and switched off. Now you can connect Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. I didn't do that. I'm just going to use the embedded navigation. Once again, on the lights in the interior, we have the different seats. If you watched the review or day point of view driving, these are, well, not my recommendation. These are really bad when it's super hot, sunny day. It's just not really good. Just to show you the cameras, the camera is quite narrow looking, a bit blurry, but it serves the purpose. Oh, there we go, widescreen for a moment. Why don't we have that all the time? I guess because of the parking sensors. Okay, before we head out, just a radio check. So let me just go here. Okay, let me see if there's a different station. Just I think it's mostly domestic music at this time. We're going to head out. We're still in drive. Navigation on, and just wait for this gentleman to pass. Let's go. Now we're gonna lower the window so you can hear maybe. So when we're driving fully electric, the car is making pedestrian warning sound. Now this is the one that we know from the Renault group. Now, window up. Okay, well, in this car, the A-pillars can be obstructive. Just when it comes to overview, it's not that bad, but the A-pillars, many cars can be an issue for pedestrians, or when, being in a roundabout, perhaps, for example. Now, just to focus a little bit on the screen here, because of the hybrid system, we get a screen. Now this is going to be a 2025 model year, and it's going to get a new display, so it's going to look a little bit fancier than this one. Now you can see in the display just about the speedo, there's a little symbol now, green EV. It's gone. So when it's gone, you can hear the petrol kick in. We're driving on petrol, and then when we let go, you can see charge. We're charging, and it switches to EV. It says EV on the top now, so we're driving electric. And I figured if the battery charge and you are driving gently, you can drive electric for the most part. When you're coasting, it will switch off the petrol, you'll be coasting. The 4-cylinder petrol is a bit loud. It's a 1.6 liter turbocharged petrol, a bit noisy, but it's combined with the electric motor that gives it a little kick, and it helps it run more efficient. You get a better fuel consumption. Now, the suspension is quite okay, and it's not soft as some of the French brands, although this is French technology inside, just a Romanian badge. But the car is fairly comfortable considering everything, and it's pretty fast. 140 horsepower. This car without problem speeds up to 150, drives at 150, 160. So I gotta say I'm impressed, but it's a bit noisy. Soundproof is really not that great. It's a budget brand, and it's a budget car. Although with this hybrid setup, it's a bit more expensive. It's actually something more close to 30K, and for 30K there's so much competition, and you can buy a decent car. Yeah, I mean, that's better soundproof, maybe more comfortable, has a bit better looking design, technology. Although the technology isn't bad, but you know, it's just, even for Dacia, which is really not bad these days, they're improving. Just 30K seems a little bit too much. Okay, but at some markets this is probably going to be an interesting deal. I'm not sure about Croatian market, but hey, I got it on test, so this is an international channel, summing it up for the rest of you. Now, I'm gonna come back to the fuel consumption later. 0-speed automatic. Okay, we have an automatic transmission in this car, but I am not really impressed with this automatic. I've tested it on a Clio. Don't remember that it left that kind of impression. I might have forgot now. It was a year ago almost. Actually, I think it was a year ago. So it shifts smoothly for the most part. It's okay. But when you're going uphill, it jumps to high revs, and then it just keeps screaming in the high revs. It's trying to pull out more power, but sometimes it doesn't need to. It just needs to shift up, and it doesn't. It just stays in high revs, and it's, for me personally, annoying. I know it's a petrol, maybe the system is trying to pull out more power, but it's so noisy, especially in the high speeds. It's just a bit unpleasant. And then what I figured out is I just let go of the gas, and then it decides to shift up, and I press it. I just, you know, press the gas again, and it starts accelerating less noisier. So there's that. The transmission isn't perfect, but it's like a multi-sense 0-speed. So because it's using the electric motor and the petrol at the same time. Now, what I do like about this car, okay, the brakes are good. I hate this traffic light. It's on the sensor, there's no one there, it just keeps turning on, turning off. doesn't matter. The brakes are almost a bit late sometimes, but okay, it's just like slightly late when you need to press hard. But one thing I do like about this, since you have the electric motor and the battery, is you have a light recuperation in drive. So that allows you to, you know, drive, let go, and you can see the charge. It's recuperating, and for the most part the car is coasting. When you accelerate, it keeps going very light. If I put it to B, it keeps charging a bit more aggressive, and it has a little bit of resistance when going forward. But the difference is more recuperation. Your stopping distance or stopping travel time is shorter in B rather than D. Now this could be good for going downhill because you can recuperate more. You can see the battery is now on the left side, fuel's on the right. It's a bit charged more than 50%, but this is because, you know, I speed up and then I have to stop at the traffic light. So just punch it into the B and I keep charging the battery. But also what I like about this is the fact that you can drive it electric, but it doesn't have an EV button. You can't force it to drive electric because the battery is small, and the system wants to keep the battery at its 50% state of charge for the most time. Now on my test, I actually never seen the battery more than like 70% perhaps, like where the fuel is right now. There's like 2 more when it's full. That's the most I've seen the battery, so that's that. Now for the displays here, if you press here, you can switch from the power flow to like nothing. You can switch to consumption, so you have the average and the current. You can see the odometer, average speed, you can see the tire pressure, and how green you're driving. The leaf gets bigger and greener, it gets smaller. Now here you can see the average, and then you can see like how much gas you're using. So I'm driving electric at the moment. It really feels nice when you're driving electric. And then the petrol kicks. So here you can see like how much power are you using and compared to the average. And on this one you can see the power flow. I would say it's best to not see anything, because if you just keep watching at the consumption, it might get to you. You'll always try to drive more economically. Okay, so I'm just gonna put here like nothing or power flow. I'm gonna leave power flow so you can see what's going on with the system. So it's red light. I don't really want to accelerate that fast there. Okay, it's green. Okay, let's drive a little bit. 70 here. See, it's just gentle acceleration, really nice. I'm gonna get the highway here, so I'm just gonna punch it, floor it all the way. You're gonna see it has really good power, 140 horsepower for this car, which is really light. Is well enough. Okay, manhole. Okay, this one's really big. I don't want to hit it because it's just, I know it's really bad. Yeah, this one was a bit bigger than the first one. You know, okay, the suspension is okay because 16-inch tires, you have a lot of 16-inch wheels, you have a lot of tire, so a lot of meat, a lot of tire meat, to be specific. Yeah. Now I've driven this car for 600 kilometers, almost 700 kilometers, and yeah, for the most part, the horsepower is good. Acceleration, you know, bit weird. Automatic. But two things about the seats. First, very hot days, you're sweating, your back is sweating, they're not perforated, and this is like plastic material, so just regular cloth would be better. And then they have no support, like no lumbar support. They have, you know, very basic, just like sponging. How should I feel? I mean, long drive in this car, you get a butt pain. It's one of the downsides of Dacias. They need to fix their seats, which is kind of odd saying, because design-wise they look very similar to ones in Renault, but those didn't feel that way, so they must be using some sort of different sponges or materials. I mean, when you touch the seats they really feel okay, but when you're sitting longer in them, you just get tired. I've been sitting in, like, these seats look the same as in a Renault Clio, and those didn't felt that like that. I didn't feel that tired. It's mostly for me like lack of lumbar support, perhaps. Okay, I'll punch it here just to see there's traffic. Okay, flooring it. There's a gap here, 116. Yeah, there's like a turbo lag at 116 and then just continues on. Same thing was on the Renault hybrids. It's the same technology. Okay, I'm just gonna drop to 100, so you're gonna hear the wind noise. Let's get to 130. So the car really picks up speed fast. It's really nice. Yeah, so if you're really interested into buying this car, I would advise soundproofing the car. Put some sound deadening in the doors. I don't know. It might just make this car more quieter. It's not super terrible, but if you like to drive faster, it's a bit noisy. Now, I gotta say that the LED headlights performance is wow. It's amazing. I've driven this car. Maybe it was a different weather conditions, but the LED headlights are quite good. The performance is wow. Okay, cruise 100. When you're driving and there's a car and you're not braking, there will be a big red message, you know, brake. The car will brake for you if you don't brake, but it doesn't keep a distance. So maybe it'll warn you when you're about to hit the car or anything in front of you, but it won't keep a distance. It'd be nice if Dacia would actually add that. We'll see in the future. Of course, you have the speed limiter as well. So let me just crank it to 130 just to see. Yeah, it accelerates nicely on the cruise control. I haven't used the cruise control, honestly, on my trip. Yeah, it's accelerating fairly gently to the desired speed we've set. But oh boy, the headlights are just so good. I'm like, wow. I mean, I like to use the long beam, but I don't want to blind other people, because the long beam is, let me just for a moment here. Okay, the long beam is a warm light. I knew that, but just wanted to see how it looks. And yeah, too bad that they didn't add like full LED headlights to the long beam that turn signals. Maybe, okay, there's room for improvement, yes. But I've mentioned this in my day review that this model still has the front radar, but the new model will lose the radar and it will have cameras on the top that will determine the distance instead of the radar, which is cheaper. And you know, yes, Tesla actually did that first, so it's quite interesting that Dacia has picked that up. Actually, you know, Renault. But I like that. That's a smart decision. That's, you know, I'm gonna make this car easier to produce, cheaper. Okay, it might not be cheaper for the end user, maybe, but it will be cheaper for the car maker. There's still a little bit of traffic because a lot of people are just returning from the coast. It was like really hot. I returned from the coast actually today. It was so much tourists returning home from Croatia. A regular trip that's supposed to be 3 hours took like 4.5, almost 5 hours. So a little advice for all of you visiting Croatia: please stick to the right lane if you're driving slower than the speed limit, or if you're overtaking. The left lane is for overtaking, or for those of you who drive fast, but just don't sit in the left lane driving slow. You're just stalling traffic. It's not safe. See, now we're cruising, we're in EV mode, so the petrol is off, the battery's feeding because we have enough juice. It's so nice, it's so quiet. It's very, very nice. I mean, this hybrid system is actually really good when you think about it. In Clio, I really enjoy this. And we're not gonna go to the headlights test, so let's talk about the consumption. I've kept you long enough. Consumption. I was driving today on the open road, bit of mixed terrain, and the consumption was my lowest, 4.7. So without any sweat, you're gonna have 5 liters of fuel consumption. Now, a bit faster driving, you can expect 6. But on the highway, no problem, 6 liters, 6.5 if you're driving a bit faster, and if you're driving 150, 160, your consumption will get to 7. But this is also mixed terrain in Croatia here. My example was from Zagreb to Zadar, so that was, you know, mixed terrain, going through flat area, uphill, mountains, and then dropping down, so going downhill. So a little mixed terrain, but the fuel consumption I wasn't like trying to be conservative, gently driving. I was just driving normally. So for 140 horsepower, such a light car, this is really good. Okay, there's a new speeding camera here. I can see it's not in this navigation. Just getting ready because it's 60 here, and then boom, speeding camera. It's supposed to have some tolerance, at least 10%, but it's just, I always feel like I want to go not faster than that. How interesting, it says here 70. That's wrong. It was 60. You saw this. Okay, we passed to 60 again, and it says 40 now. How? Okay. How no? Yes. Okay, that's a Croatian thing. Yeah, since we've skipped that, we're going to garage, and it's time to wrap up this video. Now, should you buy this hybrid? Well, the question is it really something you need. Okay, if you're looking for a 7-seater, this is the cheapest one. This hybrid is actually very well spec'd, you know, good amount of power, gives you the both electric and petrol drive, no range anxiety. Yeah, if you really want the Jogger, it's pardon, but hey, it's a Dacia. I know a lot of you like Dacia, and I don't know, a lot of you don't have a budget for something else. But then I think still this is 27-ish, so you're getting close to 30, and there's so much competition. Yeah, the Extreme package, it looks quite nice, but just don't spec this material. It's awful. I wouldn't advise that. So I really can't say if I can give you a good advice here. This really feels good on the road. It drives nicely, but it has all the pros and cons of Dacia. That's it. So nothing more I can add to this. The consumption is good. It's fast enough when you want to speed up. One thing I wish this had is auto hold. When you're in a traffic light, you have to keep your foot on the brake. Now there's a Tesla, just like mine. I have the same Model 3. Just now this is a standard range, but looks the same. Okay, I'm not fast as this Tesla, but it has 300 horsepower, but it feels nice. I can drive electric as well. I wonder if I know this person, because maybe someone from the group. I don't think so. Yeah, so now a little bit of just a little info there. These cars, 3 years old now, go for 35, 30. Just throwing it out there. So it's very close to this car. Massive difference. Yeah, in performance, comfort, soundproof, luxury, everything else, infotainment. Yeah, but it doesn't have 7 seats. It doesn't have 7 seats. I know some of you want the space, want the kids. And okay, yes, one of the key points of this car is a beater. So this is a car you just take out those seats, put a lot of cargo, you can do some work with it, and then put the seats back when you need to drive the whole family. Okay, so this driver window is fully automatic, the other one's not. So the others are just, you have to keep holding the button. I really like this EV driving. It was just the battery was maybe slightly larger, so you can drive like almost like a plug-in hybrid, but without plugging it. That would be nice. And we'll just park. Let's go up here. There's a little neon light there, so you can see the car a little bit. Okay. Let me just see if there's a reverse sound. If I'm going in reverse. That's the same. Okay, guys. So, oh, I like this view. Wait. Let me see it again. Huh. Wait. Oh, I can see better now. This is way better. Huh. But I cannot hide the, wait. This is more accurate now in color. I think you can see it better. I can't hide the parking sensor though. So I like the fact when you go forward, it switches to like full screen, but whatever. This, I like to have this. Okay, I went away. Parking brake has engaged. Yeah, that's that, guys. I think this car isn't bad, and this hybrid setup is really good. Just for Dacia, it's just a bit expensive. I'm not sure a lot of you will pick this car, but if you are lucky to pick it up, or if as a company car, or if you're in Romania and this is like a really good deal in Romania, then you're gonna enjoy this car. That's it. Wrapping it there. Yeah, don't forget your valuables. Actually, I'm just gonna leave after this so I don't have to pick anything up. Yeah, I'll walk around in the garage as well. Car locks automatically, so just the headlights on, you can see that. So yeah, it's a beauty in this color spec and this extreme package. I like the exterior, just the interior I would just have the regular cloth. Okay, I haven't opened the cargo space, I realized, but yeah, it's not like you can see a lot. I mean, the seats are folded, the second row, but I just like to have it closed so someone doesn't try to, you know, break in, although that's not going to happen in Croatia, very likely, but safety first, right? That's it. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye.